Hello, and welcome to Understanding Her More, where women speak their truth and men learn, listen, and appreciate. I'm your host, Katie K. So today we will be talking about being knowledgeable about your partner's past relationship. Really, when is too much information too much? And today we have sharing with us Simone Manderson and Tonian Hudson. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having
me. No problem. So, deciding what to do in your own relationship is made more difficult by the fact that there is no one right solution, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone is different and everyone's relationships are different too. So an ideology that works perfectly for one couple probably won't work for the other. But at the same time, it can be very useful to see what other people think about relationship transparency, which is where you ladies come in. So, I'm starting with Tonian. What are your views on sharing information about your past relationship with your partner?
Well, Katie, let me just say I'm very glad that this is opinion-based.
Yes, it
because it really struck me that, you know what, this really is based on personal preferences. Because for me, it is a yes, you should definitely share it. But I do understand that is different for everybody. Right. So what might go for me may not go for somebody else. But as it relates to me and my relationship, I want transparency. I want to know what was before me. I mean, you don't go investing in something without knowing the history, do you?
No, not at all.
So it's like doing your background research. You need to know what exactly you're getting yourself into. And that's just my point of view.
And I totally agree with you. At least give me the basic. At least the basic. But before I add anything at all, Simone, what's your view on it?
Well, to be honest, I am all for transparency, right? I don't want it to be a case where I'm going to be in a relationship with somebody and I don't know, like I know as much as I think I should know. But with that said, personally, if it is that whatever happened in the past is not going to affect our relationship at the moment, then I don't think it's a case where I need to know all that, right? So if it's not something that I think would affect the way we move forward with our relationship, it would affect if we actually, go on for a long term. Right. I said, I really don't think that I need to share everything from my past with you.
And for me, I can agree with what both of you said. I for one, I believe in transparency. Come, just tell me at least the basics. I'm not saying that you should come and tell me everything. If you did watch the night of 5 years ago, you don't need to tell me that. But like once as as Simone rightfully said, if it's going to possibly affect us, if I should hear it from somebody else, I prefer if you tell me, but don't let me go about hearing it from somebody else and it's something that can potentially harm what we have going on. So tell me what I need to know. Tell me what I need to know. But if it's something between you and God and only you and God know about it and there's no need for me to know, if it's even between you and God and not something when we need to know, do me, I beg you, tell me.
Right.
Okay, so really, Katie, I think it really depends on what, because you're not just go and just speak any. It depends on what. If this is something you think is going to affect us, and to be honest, sometimes it is very important to let some of these things known because it will come back and haunt you in the relationship. Definitely. So it really depends. You can use your discretion to know, all right, is this something that has the potential to damage my relationship or cause any harm to the person I'm talking to? But I'm saying that you can also decide when you want to come up with this information.
Right. That is important. Right. That is very important.
Why would I tell you?
That is it. That is it.
You don't know if it has the potential of going,
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, timing is right. While you want to know what you need to know, you have to be, you have to and say, is this at the right time?
Right.
When is the right time for me to actually say that?
Ready to hear this.
That is it. That is it. So
and I think
that's that.
Right, and I think that's why people will say, they say stuff and it's used against them. Obviously,
it was too early.
Weigh out the situation and say, this is a potential, husband or whatever the case may be. That probably probably that person never, see you pass just a little relationship. If they get me, so they'll definitely take that and use against you. But if it's somebody who is looking into the future and stuff like that, I mean, wait it out, and I'm sure if you then share it with them, then I mean, I think they would be like, oh, I'm glad you shared that, whatever the case may be, that you passed, and you get me. So,
and I read something.
And you
go ahead, Tony.
Go ahead. Okay, I was saying it's really a matter of time, because at the same time, that time is giving you time to figure out more about
that is it.
So you can now gauge whatever information you have, and you can expect the reaction to whatever you have to say. Because the truth is, if we continue talking to persons, then we have to realize at some point that they are just not mature enough for something.
That is
right.
True.
So that's just the whole point of it.
That is true. And I think in this whole, like, putting this together and saying, like, when I was prepping for this, I was like, in all honesty, like, maturity is the key, the ground foundation of just coming forward with information. Is your partner mature enough to handle the truth about you?
Because not only do you say, a partner might ask, you ask, but you can't handle the answer, so they want to know. For example, a common question that guys would ask girls, how many guys you spoke to before me, right?
If you ever.
A girl say 5. No, you're like, oh, you had 5 persons.
Yeah. Like,
whatever.
Oh my God.
So, as females, it's always 2. The one before you.
I feel like those kind of questions too can be saved for later.
Right.
I don't think that's something you have to get into so quickly. Just
So it goes back to time and maturity. If you just start meeting the person, I think the guideline or the rule that we can follow with ladies is, all right, so the start of the relationship, let's go with basic information.
Right.
So like introduction 1, and then as it goes, they go intro 2. And then I see going somewhere, so you say, all right, I can share some intermediate information. Build, until you reach level 2 and you reach up to that level. So which brings us to the next question. How transparent can one get in giving past relationship details? I'm going to start with Simone on this one.
All right, well, you have persons, who are going to be like very, very open about, what happened in the past. But for me, I think is you getting to know me, because we're in a relationship. I'm assuming this is not marriage yet, right? So this is you getting to know me. You don't need to know geez, in depth, like every single thing that I ever did in my past, right?
Yeah.
You just really need to know, there's stuff that might have shaped the person I am that happened in the past. As deep as those stuff, I think is okay to share. But anything deeper than that, I don't think it's relevant. I think that's as transparent as you should go. Things that definitely shape how you behave in the relationship, the way you might deal with the partner per se. I think that's as deep as you should go.
Solid. Tonya?
Yeah, well, Katie, for me, I think all of this is just gonna tie back to the fact that it depends on who you are, what you prefer, what you and your partner prefer, and time. Because for me, let's go to me. I love transparency, and I believe that transparency it allows space to create like an indestructive kind of bond, because now you have gotten to know your significant other on a level that is just unmatched. So there is absolutely nothing that's gonna attack you on the road and say, hey, you never know this, but you also like, oh my gosh, this is not true, because there would have already been a level of transparency and you know exactly what's happening. So for me, it's all the way. Let me know. I mean, let's build a bond. Let's make something great. I want to know about you. I can't judge you. We all have our shortcomings. We all have our past. And I mean, we're building a foundation. It might just be a dating relationship, but the aim is to get married.
Right.
So
right.
you can tell me, and you're supposed to be able to confide in me and to trust that I will receive this message in a way that it won't damage our relationship if it doesn't have to. And it's just coming from a place of understanding and love. So that's my take.
Well, truth and all of that with time, because I guess with time, then a person will be able to understand you on a level, so you'll be able to share all of those stuff with them, and then they wouldn't feel, like that's the kind of person you were, some time ago. So with time.
Yeah, it's time. And as you point out, time, it's important to know that it's not just time in regards to when to tell a person something, but it's also telling a person something and being fair enough to know that they might need time to process whatever it is that you're telling them.
Right, definitely.
Some information, Katie, and Simone, is not easy to process.
You're
gonna need some time to sit and think about it and to tell yourself, okay, this was the past. You can't beat yourself up about somebody's past. That was before you. But how are you gonna move forward? And based on what it is, has that person changed, or is that person the very same person? Is he capable of doing this again, or just how does it impact me as his woman? So I think that's where it becomes level, not just expecting to take time to know the person, but to also give the person time to process whatever it is that you're telling them.
And for me, ladies, to kind of just wrap what you both said, because I believe that you both were actually running towards the same idea, the same goal. It's knowing what to stay buried and what to put out.
Right.
Some things are better left unsaid.
True.
Some things are definitely better left unsaid. While though, there are some things that need to be said, and honesty gains respect. If you're honest, if you are able to be so honest with me, knowing the possible consequences of you telling me something, but you respect me enough to be honest with me. Trust me, you have attracted a lot of honesty, a lot of respect.
I mean, definitely. And then you look into the future, like that if it's a case where I possibly continue with this person, then I'm sure that person would,
honesty will not be a problem for me.
So it's not even just about gaining respect, but it's also about building trust. Because all right, if something happens, this person is gonna come to you and they're gonna be open about it. So you can definitely know when you hear things to say, no, sir, that is not my person, because they would have said this with me. They would have said this with me. So there is absolutely no way. I mean, all of us, we have our roots. Let me just say it like that. And for the most part, we have things that only we know personally. But for me, it's just about being as transparent as can be. It's not a case where you have to tell me everything, but tell me what you can. Tell me the most you can. Let me understand you and understand me. So that's where I am at in this.
I agree. I agree with what you both said. And in going to the third question, I'm just gonna put it in this case. If somebody has changed in who they once were to who they are now, is it important for them to share that information about themselves if they have changed? For example, Simone was speaking about being a drug dealer, and she said, you need to tell me this. Just in case some policeman come on the place. Me need for right? If me want me with a drug lord who you used to be 2 years ago, fine, let that be my decision and we move forward. But in case police come at the yard, me need to know if me can, have your back.
I mean, I don't. All right, so we're humans and we evolve. People change. But if it is that you think, you've changed I really don't think that's a need to say, I cheated on my girlfriend, my girlfriend 5 years ago, or whatever the case may be. I mean, I don't think if you've changed, I mean, there's no interest in cheating at this very moment, and I really don't think it's, a need. I mean, people might, think otherwise. That, I need to know you cheat, so I expect you to cheat again or whatever the case may be. But for me, I mean, it's fine with you not saying you cheated before. I don't think that's something that needs to be said.
Worse if you're a changed person.
Right.
So, Tony, what are your views? If somebody has changed in who they once were to who they are now, is it important for them to share that information about themselves if they have changed?
Well, for me, Katie, let me try to gather what I'm thinking to tell you and your listeners. The truth is, it may not be important because in truth and in fact, the person is a changed person. But it doesn't change the fact that we're all humans, and like I've said before, we all have our shortcomings, we all have our past, and so sharing something like that, it's okay, it's definitely okay. For me, I feel like it's not a case where you have to, but I feel like it is something that is eventually gonna come out in the little sweet moments when they're just there confiding in each other. And just sharing a little word or two about your past. I feel like that's something that will eventually come up, and you say, you know what, I used to cheat, I couldn't resist. And you're like,
add some little humor to it.
It doesn't have to be a serious case where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. No, I don't trust you.
Right.
The person the benefit of the doubt, because guess what? People change. You can tell me, let's talk about it. If you want us to cry, we could think about it, but it's just a matter of knowing and moving on. It's no big deal. Like, okay, you've changed. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I can't just judge you.
And that is a strong statement. That is a strong statement that you made, Tony. And I think in relationships, that is a very crucial part of compromising, is giving the person the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Give them the opportunity. If they say they have changed, don't let it be a case where you didn't give them a chance to prove to you that they really have changed.
Right.
But give them that chance. So at the end of the day, even if they haven't changed, and say, she did not even give me a chance to prove to her that
I've changed. Right.
And on that same note, Katie, it still goes back to maturity, because especially as women, we always want to know stuff, and sometimes we know we can't manage what
we ask more than we can actually handle.
We want to know. So for me, when it becomes too much is when you realize that you're telling your significant other something and that person is just not able to process it as it would have been. It should healthily be processed. I think that's when you stick a pin and just start to count whatever it is that you're saying. Because it really doesn't make any sense. And then it still ties back to time. Obviously,
definitely.
Important. No, and then if they don't accept it so well, you can wait a few, I don't know, some time after that, and then you give the rest of it. You know?
We could not have we could not have even ended this question segment on a better note. Right to our Q&A segment, guys. So the question was asked: should persons withhold past relationship information from their partners? And this is what some persons had to say. All right, so we had one person responding, no, I want to know everything and I'm willing to share too. The other person said, yes, it should be withheld because some will take it and tell you, right?
And that's because of immaturity again, that somebody is definitely not mature nor ready to be in a relationship. We take that and use it against you. You get me?
There's really one word for that, and it's toxic, because you can't expect me go come confide in you and you go come cuss me about what me tell you. Say, you know what?
Yeah, that don't make sense.
You're toxic. Don't do that.
Somebody else had to say, and they said, I do believe in an open and transparent relationship, but some things are better left unsaid. Another person shared that no, because from experience, as I said, you use it back against you. But this person had this to say, but there's something called prayer. pray for the Lord to reveal what you should know, that one never fails. Even when they don't want to tell it, it always comes as a revelation. Which is very true.
Perfect.
And trust me,
Perfect.
this is a perfect thing, because whatever is in the dark must come to light. That always happens.
Definitely, yeah.
That always happens. So if you should know, you will know.
Yeah.
Somebody else shared in saying, if you are in a committed relationship looking towards marriage, it's highly recommended. No secrets should be kept. Build a trust. If your partner found out later by another person or on their own, circumstances can be devastating. To avoid reoccurrence, and your partner will admire your honesty and will respect you for that. And the final tip from the same person is give your partner an insight of who you are. So telling them your past kind of an insight to who you are. And funny enough, it can also build the relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Another person had this to say, and they said, keep it to yourself. Sometimes you may find yourself or your spouse in a quarrel and they use it against you. And sometimes remembering the past can hurt, even if it was a difficult one. This person depends on the type of guy that you're sharing with
well.
So I'm going to share two more, and then I can't share all of them as time is going to run out. Alright, so I passed this twice and decided to say no. Why? For example, if you honestly told me why the relationship didn't work and you tell me that you cheated, I'm sorry, but I low-key think you will cheat on me too. But then, yes, if
that's the same thing we're talking about. You know, give people change, give them the chance to prove that they have changed.
The person continues to say, if I ask and you say something like, well, she in my case didn't value and appreciate you, compromised, communicated, well, I'll use that to my advantage by ensuring that I don't lack in that department. So yes and no. I'd like to know. I wish not to know the intimate details.
Okay. Well, that sounds like somebody who knows that they won't be able to handle the truth. I mean,
yeah.
But I'm going to share this last one. These were actual tips as to before you think about being transparent. Before deciding whether you would tell everything to your partner, considering asking these questions to yourself realistically. Is your partner strong enough to go up the truth? Is your partner willing enough to hear your part of the story? Is your partner more gullible to other people but never have a firm belief in your version of story? Is your partner rational and realistic enough? Is your partner having greater tendency towards people's opinion than your honest behavior? Does your partner most often worry about society's outlook towards both of you than your mental well-being? If your partner seeks society's and family's acceptance mostly, it is better to keep sharing only necessary details. And I say amen to that.
Yeah, I understand that, definitely.
I say amen to that. Yeah. So before you even share, you have to tell yourself, I think time is so important in this.
Right.
Time.
Definitely.
How mature the relationship is and how mature your partner is as a
partner is.
What it is that you have to tell them. And that brings us to the end of today's episode, where we spoke about being knowledgeable about your partner's past relationship. Really, when it's too much information, too much. And I want to say a big thank you to my guests, Tony Ann Hudson and Simone Manderson. Thank you again, ladies.
That was lovely. It was a pleasure.
So also to you who are listening, just to reinforce what we spoke about. So we spoke about really, I just want to leave with you time, right, ladies? Time.
Yes.
Very important. And maturity. You have to be mature enough to handle the situation. And the most important part of time too is that give your partner time to process what it is you have to tell them. Don't think that they're going to be up and okay, all right, that happened. But if you think that they want time to deal with what it is that you just shared, give them time. Give them some space to come around and to handle.
Right. Have to make it equal grounds. Yeah.
That is it. And also, guys, remember to follow me on my social media handle that's on Instagram at KDK, and that's KAYD_K_. Now be sure to tune in for the next episode, but until then, keep safe. I'm your host, KDK.